Hello, better. We'll keep an eye on. Welcome to Stand Up. I'm enjoying my pronouns are she, they. I am part of the house staff here along with Aaron, he, him. We will be here to serve you concessions all evening long. There are 7 scheduled comics tonight. When the 5th one comes up, that's going to be the last call for alcohol. If you can't fly, we're cutting you off already. A few things about the evening. We have restrooms down the hallway or right there. We have trash cans and recycling right over there. So when you're done with your concessions, over there. Thank you. In case of a water landing, exit you came in. Emergency exit over here. Your seats may not be used as flotation devices. It won't work. Please do not disassemble them. We have to maintain them ourselves. This is a student showcase, and we want everyone to be supportive. So, please laugh, applaud, enjoy. If you're able, please stick around for all the comics. They're all great comics. Understand people have lives and things like that. You can try and leave discreetly if you need to after your friend has performed, but we do urge you to please stick around. And please, no heckling. They're students. Be nice, be supportive, except for him. You said you can heckle him.
Yay!
Otherwise, if your name is not Statler or Waldorf, I don't want to see it. All right, now, the teacher of this class. I say nice things. Carl Wolfson has been doing stand-up comedy for over 40 years. On TV, on radio. That's what cars had before Spotify, kids. And he's working on his type 5 decades. Carl Wolfson!
Thank you, Jay. Keep it going for Jay. Thank you very much. I'm 5 decades and I can still pull 17 people on a Sunday night, ladies and gentlemen. How are we tonight? Good? We're just all, I'm back with the students. We're all doing French pole vaulting jokes. Are you aware?
Yes.
You are aware what happened. Anyone not aware of the French pole vaulting? Oh, you're not aware back there? No. Yeah, cable doesn't reach the back row.
Reenact! We know what will.
There's a French pole vaulter. What was his name?
Anthony Amaretti.
Well, when I explain to you why Anthony Amaretti is in the news, you will know why Rose, who's headlining our show tonight, knows so much about him. He's an excellent French pole vaulter and was going for a medal, and he cleared the pole on the way down. He knocked the pole off with his pole. It's probably been viewed 60 billion times.
By Rose.
His junk caught the pole and knocked it off. So that's what happened. Yes, we've all been telling jokes. That's why Milton Berle never had a pole vaulting career. There's tons of jokes, and thank you, I got the age of the crowd. The odd thing is, like, there's 1,000 people at the Olympics looking for suspicious packages, and they didn't tell him.
Oh.
All right, we're going to ask each of you to do your own dick pole vaulting joke now, just to get the show started. You had a good one, didn't you, DP?
Who, me?
Yes.
I don't think so.
You said he should be in a refrigerator before he goes out, maybe?
Well, no, what I said was that this place is air conditioned enough that it's safe to go pole vault.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. See, the show gets better, ladies and gentlemen. Can you imagine? I mean, everybody is, like 1 million people watched him live, fucking himself with his own dick. It's unbelievable. I got close to that record in the 80s. I want you to know. Okay, not a big dick joke crowd, is it?
At 19 feet?
Huh?
At 19 feet?
What is the first 19 feet? Well, you know.
Not the little pole.
I love that we have the former head of the Democratic Party of Oregon here making dick jokes. This is really good. Casey Hansen is here. That's always a good sign. And drinking, which is also good. Thank you. What's the Olympics you remember? The
The first Olympics I remember?
watching as a kid.
Well, I went to 2002 Salt Lake in the winter.
Salt Lake?
Yeah, that was an amazing experience.
No, I was looking for like 1960 or 56 in
My
Melbourne.
parents went to the Squaw Valley 1960.
Oh, the Squaw Valley one?
I was,
I guess I'm the oldest person here. I'm so old, my husband wants to replace me with Kamala Harris.
there's a lot of changes there.
This is what happens when you do a nice non-dick joke. Everything comes alive. Come on in, sir. Thanks for doubling the crowd size. Now, we're really glad you're here. I've had a lot of fun with these students, and I'm starting my third year teaching here in September. If you're interested in signing up, we do have the best time in class, and we do. And I will echo what Jay told you is, you know, for our performers, this may be the first, second, third, fourth time they've been on stage. And it really is something to put yourself out there as a stand-up comedian. So I know you're going to be supportive, and I just know they're funny, so that will take care of itself. No one has a bulge. I checked. That's not going to stop anyone on the way up on stage. I checked before. They're just not working. The French pole vaulting jokes. They're just not working at all.
I think you gotta
You're not
see the
clearing the
video
bar.
before you get the joke.
This was the biggest dick in Paris since Trump visited Macron. All right. All right, thank you. Now we understand the crowd.
Stick with politics.
Stick with politics? How many Kamala Harris folks out there? Yes? All right. With that, we're going to get started, and I'm not going to do a lot of material tonight. Well, in fact, none. Because I want these comics to shine, and you really don't care for my Paris Olympic jokes. And we're going to start it off by a gentleman who's taken his third class with me. I just think he is so naturally funny. He is, he's got a dry sense of humor, and that's a great thing about what you'll see tonight. All 7 comics have a different style, all of them hilarious. Please welcome Mike Schreiber.
Thank you, I'm Mike. Carl was wrong. I do have a bulge, but mine is more up here trying to And so I turned 65 fairly recently, and I saw an ad for an app on my phone. And the ad was for solitaire for seniors. And I thought, you know, I know they have these targeted ads, but this is getting to be a little much. They know that I just turned 65, and they know that I'm single. So you're waiting now to see what other ads I'm going to get. You know, like things like Minecraft for the mature, or maybe Candy Crush for codgers. And it happened that I had a doctor's appointment right after I turned 65. And so I was waiting, and the doctor came in, and he's like this, he goes, "Welcome to 65." Like I won a prize on a game show, you know, or he's welcoming me to an exclusive club. You know, he's unhooking the velvet rope. You know, "Welcome to Club Senior, sir. Would you care for an Arnold Palmer and some Metamucil?" I've also found that he said the next time that I was coming in, that he was going to give me the Medicare exam, and he was real happy about that. And I don't know why he was happy. I'm thinking maybe he's going to get more money for that or something, I don't know. But this Medicare exam, I don't know what it is. I don't know if I can study for it. What happens if I fail it? Do I have to do 64 again, you know? I got held back by Medicare. It seems also as I get older that my body just flat out does not need food anymore. I eat absolutely nothing and I still gain weight. I ate a celery stick and I gained 4 pounds. My body has become so efficient that I'm thinking of turning it in for the renewable energy credits. Another thing that I'm doing now with with the changes I'm having is I started taking some Social Security payments. And I'm still working somewhat, so I'm only taking partial payments. And I wanted to know when they were going to start. So I called up and I talked to the lady there. And I called up and I said, you know, I know I'm only going to get partial payments, but I wonder if you can tell me when they're going to start. And she said, you're not getting any benefits because you're still working. And, you know, I said, well, yes, I know I'm not getting any right now, but what I was wondering is you can tell me when they're going to start. She said, you're not getting any benefits because you're still working. And I said, well, it sounds like you're telling me I'm not going to get any benefits this year at all. Is that what you're saying? You're going to get 3 checks. I said, okay, now we're getting somewhere. Okay, can you tell me when those checks are going to come? You're not getting any benefits because you're still working. And I just gave up at that point. I thought I had maybe accidentally rebooted her. And, you know, I just, you know, figured it was safe to stop there. The other thing that I find as I get a little older is my sense of time gets a little fuzzy. I was listening to the radio the other day, and if you're younger and you don't know, radio, it's like a podcast that flies through the air and it lands in a box. And so I was listening, I heard that song, that new song by that group, and I want to look them up. It's like, that's right, that's that new song I keep meaning to look up. So I went and did that, and I looked up the group, and it turned out they broke up 30 years ago. You also sometimes have to be careful asking an older person for directions, because a lot of us will give you directions based on what used to be there. You know, well, you keep going this way a while, and then you turn right where the old school used to be, and then you keep going straight, and then you turn left by that firehouse that burned down. Oh, okay. Get out your Google map. And when it asks you when you want to arrive, tell it 1982. Now look for the school and turn right. And I took a trip to Vegas fairly recently. I'd never been there before. I saw how completely tacky it is. But it is not the tackiest place I've ever been to. The tackiest place I've ever been to would be Gatlinburg, Tennessee. All right, from some Tennesseans or Gatlinburgers or. And so my friend and I were going through on a driving trip, and you know, it sounds like I'm about to make fun of the South, and you would be right about that. But I do have some standing to do that, because I was born in Jacksonville, Florida. I did have the good sense to move away after 4 weeks old, so there was that. But Gatlinburg, when I was there, it's a little tourist town, and my friend and I were going through on a driving trip, and we wanted to stop for breakfast. So we found this little diner that was sandwiched in between 2 Elvis wax museums. And so we ordered breakfast, and the waitress asked us, you know, what do you want with your grits? And, you know, we both said, you know, no, we don't want grits. You can, you know, hold the grits. And she said, you don't want grits? And every head in the place turned toward us. And there was this silence, and I'm pretty sure I heard the cock of a shotgun. And so, you know, I rethought it and said, no, I'll have grits. Give me extra grits. I'll have extra grits. And that settled things down. We were doing all right until my friend asked for avocado with his. So the shotguns came back out, and we had to get out of there. I did have there was one item in the news I wanted to talk about. It seems that the Supreme Court justices, somebody got hold of all their old high school yearbooks and leaked them to the press. It was very embarrassing for them because it has all the, you know, clubs and activities that they were in. And some of them, you know, were pretty good. Amy Coney Barrett, she was in the book club. And her favorite book was The Handmaid's Tale. And apparently she thought it was an instruction manual. For Alito, it had that he is in the future fascists of America. And then for Clarence Thomas, it just has that he was voted least likely to recuse. So, you know, I'm doing a little less work, you know, than I was doing before, and I've kind of cut back, but I might want to do something fairly non-demanding to go and, you know, go and have like a part-time job. I might go work for Social Security so I can tell people you're not getting any benefits. Thank you. Mike Schreiber, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that was Rose from the, keep going for Mike, that's good material. 3 classes, 3 new sets, writing great material. Now Rose, Rose will be up later, and you lived in Tennessee for a while, right?
Yeah.
Good for you. It's a nice place. You don't want to go, Tennessee's mid-south, isn't it? Deep.
It was the Confederacy.
It was the Confederacy. Yeah, well, that's true.
Or to Granby aside.
Yeah. I had to travel doing liberal political material in the Deep South. I was in Pamplona, Alabama for the running of the Rednecks. And I was gored by their sharp intellect. All right. Any childless cat ladies here tonight?
Yes!
Oh, thank you, Mike. It's good. One of my best friends is a childless cat lady. Well, actually, I'm gay. All of my friends are childless. Every one of them, come to think of it. Everyone. Even my husband's a childless. Yeah, there he is. Okay. Now, my friend Martha in Los Angeles, Martha Jane, and she always gives her cats great names. Her favorite was Chairman Meow, and yeah, they're childless. What are they going to do? Sit around naming their cats. So we were sitting out in her backyard in Hollywood, and Chairman Meow was out playing around, and Martha Jane hears a sound on the side of the house, and she says, "Is baby playing with his balls?" And we hear a voice, "No, ma'am, I'm just here to read the meter." Next thing we know, he's pole vaulting the Olympics. See, I snuck that one in. Okay. Jethro Rosen's going up, and he's the youngest student I've had, 19 years old. 19. When the photos of the potential assassin came out from Butler, Pennsylvania,
Oh, geez.
and Jethro was not in the next class, turn around, Jethro, just, you know. Okay. But, are you applauding for the assassination? All right, good. There might be some Trump people here, so that's okay. I traveled to Trump country. I was in 2016, I was in Richland, Washington. I was, you know, and I ate breakfast at a diner, and the waitress had a huge Trump button on, which is fine, that's her opinion. So I had my breakfast, and then she gave me the check, and I gave her back the check, and I said, Mexico will pay for it. So I didn't pay for the whole week when I was in Richland. It was really good. So we have another young person on the show tonight, well, 2 actually, and she's just delightful, makes us all laugh, and I think we have Matty Odell fans here, right? Oh! The youth is out. Please welcome Matty Odell, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I've been told I have a youthful perspective. I'm in Gen Z. We'll never afford houses or healthcare, so we're just focused on survival. Getting good stories. Yeah, it's different out here. I'm exploring my sexuality, you know.
Bravo, Rob.
Yeah, I think I'm pansexual. That means you like anyone despite their gender identity. And if that is not making sense, I'm just a slut. Yeah, and I quit being vegan. That was good. Let's hear it. My friend invited me out to the vegan strip club, but I said no for the same reason I quit being vegan. I was tired of looking at malnourished bodies. So I'm back on the apps. I'm on the apps, and the apps are, woo, it's crazy out here on the apps. I went on a date with a guy, and we went to like a place that has live music. I accidentally wore a Canadian tuxedo, and they were having a Western night, so it was a little misrepresenting. And he was slamming the tequilas a lot quicker than me, and he got pretty drunk, and he said, no pressure, but I want a baby. Like, oh, goodness. Good luck. It's a lot different from like the date I had with a lesbian. Like, she picked me up, took me out like an hour out into the wilderness. We hiked into a waterfall. She brought a picnic, dinner. We had deep conversation, respected my boundaries. Like, it's crazy. But right at the end, she also asked. She said, "Okay, I want a baby." And I don't know what's worse, birth or the adoption process. So the jury's still out. So because of that, I'm back on the apps, and because of that, I was in Target getting Plan B. I don't know if y'all have done this recently, but it's wild. I went to the hot emo pharmacist, and she was like, "No, you gotta ask that 15-year-old." So I go to the 15-year-old, and she's like, starts turning as red as her shirt, and she has to go all the way in back, and she comes back with it like in a paper bag, like all hidden, and I was like, I just realized she doesn't know that there's no God. Yeah. We'll give it a few more years. I don't know. Yeah, I'm taking classes like this class. It's fun. I'm also signed up for a paramedic class next term because I think paramedics are hot. You can save my life and carry my unconscious body. That's nice. So I'm gonna try it. See how that works out. And it reminded me of a time that I went rollerblading with my friends, and I saw this commercial the day before where this girl was wearing like some Daisy Dukes cut off rollerblading. She was looking real cute, so I was like, okay, that's a good idea. I'm gonna wear shorts. It's a nice day. And my friends, they're more of the bladers. Like, I'm used to skates, the 2-and-2, but they're like diehard bladers. So I was blading, and the sidewalk got a little wobbly, and I'm on the waterfront, and it's like a Saturday market, and I start losing control. It's getting steep, it's wobbly, and my best bet is I'm either gonna fall on my face or hit someone, so I decide to sit down. Next thing I know, I zoom over to Zoom Care, and the gay doctor's rubbing cream on my ass. Neither of us wanted to be there. So yeah, we're just out here surviving. Us Gen Z. That survival reminded me also of a time I went to Michigan. I was living there with my schizophrenic roommate. Rent was cheap, you know. She started dating a member of a gang, and he wanted to borrow my car. I thought we were going to the local bodega, and by hour 4 of visiting the local murals and monuments, and we're taking a tour of like every place Eminem has ever been. I consider what qualifies as a kidnapping. But finally we stopped for a seafood boil on the Detroit waterfront and ate that out of a plastic bag in my Prius. So it was lovely. That ended up being the best date I was ever on. So, yeah, we're just surviving out here. Thank you.
Maddie Odell, ladies and gentlemen. Maddie Odell. First time on stage, ladies and gentlemen. Good job.
French Olympic pole vaulter.
One more time for Maddie. Now, who knows Maddie in the crowd? You, sir. How do you know Maddie?
We had storytelling together.
Oh, you had storytelling together. You didn't kidnap her, did you?
No, I wanted to take her to Winco, but she didn't want to go.
Well, welcome to the rest of us. That would be a kidnapping, yeah. Okay. You wanted to take her to Winco?
That's my favorite date story from her.
Oh,
It didn't make the cut again.
Yeah.
I went to Winco.
You went to Winco? Yeah.
After a bowling date.
After a bowling date?
Yeah.
Well, that's a hot time for me.
Let's see, he needed tuna fish.
Wow. Is this your girlfriend here? Oh, he goes, oh, God. No. That's what he did. Is this your sister?
We do improv here together.
Oh, you do improv together. Okay, great. Well, it's working well. Working well for me, too. No, Comedy Sports is great. It's been here 30 years. 30 years. Older than you, right? 30 years. Would you like to take stand-up?
Thinking about it. He's thinking about it.
Oh, good.
Do it.
PortlandComedy.com. It's a lot of fun. You just have to clear 19 feet and 1 inch. That's it.
I don't have that one.
Well, now I know why my high school gym teacher told me I'd be no good at pole vaulting. All comes into perspective now. All right, thank you, Maddie. It was really good. That was your first time doing stand-up, right? Have you done improv yet? Oh, you have done improv. Just a little bit. Okay, that's great. And you also know Maddie? How do you know Maddie?
We work together.
Oh, where does Maddie work? I didn't think she worked.
At Zoo Pants.
Oh, it's Zoo Pants.
Oh, that's why the Winco thing.
Yeah, I'm sure Winco is a big supplier for Zoo Pants. All that gluten they try to get into Zoo Pants. All right. Joining us on stage, Maddie, great job. Joining us now, this also your third class you've taken the week, Calvin, right? Calvin is just naturally hysterical. He writes brilliant sets on his way to class, right?
That is true.
So, I don't know if it's procrastination, but it ends up being very funny. You're going to enjoy it. Please welcome Calvin Jennings. ladies and gentlemen.
Brilliant's a bit subjective, but holy shit, I want to become an ER person, or a medic. What was the class?
Yeah.
Paramedic?
Yeah.
I'm become a paramedic. I only get in trouble when I carry unconscious women, so. That was a tester joke, and that did not go well for my set. So, buckle in, Portland, buckle in. I'm a bro. If you're not familiar, yeah, let's give it up for bros. Not a pro-bro crowd. Gotta also go really well for my sets. Been a bro most of my life. People actually think bro is short for brother. It's not. It's actually an acronym. Stands for boring. Redacted. Doesn't actually stand for redacted. It's just there was an R word that we could use in the 90s that we can't now use in modern day. And other. Why it's an other? Most people want to hang out with any other person than a bro. Bro really is just an average dude. There's a lot of us out there. You're just an average dude. It's also a bro. When you're an average dude, you do average things. You don't clear pole vaults. That dude wasn't a bro. Bros only have medium-sized dicks. That dude had a big old dick. That guy was not a bro. You got a big old dick, you're not a bro. You're not an average guy. You're just at home, chilling. You got a big dick, you don't have to do anything else. Got a big dick? I want to be up here telling jokes. I'm a bro. I just have a medium-sized dick. Unfortunately, I'm also a giant. So, it's not very impressive when you're a giant with a medium-sized dick. Very similar to if you're a regular guy with a little dick. Just not very impressive. It can work the other way though. If you're a little guy, regular dick, very impressive. Job well done. Regular guy with a big old jumbo dick, you're in the pole vault, you're in the Olympic Village. You're doing things. Unfortunately, I'm a giant, normal dick. Hooking up with a bro with a normal dick, because you're a bro, you got a normal dick. Hooking up with a bro is a lot like eating vanilla ice cream cone. You're not gonna, it is what it is. It's ice cream. It's better than not having ice cream. But it's not very impressive. There's a lot of really good flavors. Bro is just a vanilla dick. That's all I got, vanilla. It's not gonna be a weird flavor that's cool and controversial. But it's not gonna be a heavy hitter, no mint chocolate chip. Just a vanilla dick. I'm a vanilla dick of a person. Still fun to lick though. Oh, gross. And we all know the chocolate's better, so.
Yes.
That was a racial joke. When you're a bro, you make dumb racial jokes. I have not heard enough compliments about the global pandemic we all recently had shared experiences through. Everyone just talks about all the negatives. I like to focus on the positive. I'm a positive bro. I maybe washed my hands 3 times in my life before COVID-19. I just never really saw a point. When I did, it was just because someone else was with me in the bathroom and I didn't want to be judged, so you would just get your hands wet, pretend. So definitely wasn't washed in 20 seconds. 20 seconds is so long. I never knew before 2020 you had to wash your hands for 20 seconds. That's crazy. 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. Now grandma won't get sick. 20 seconds, that's a long time. I just never saw the point. I took a shower every day. It was good enough for my balls, it was good enough for my hands. I just tend to do it. I've taken mushrooms. I've taken acid. I've read many books on philosophy. I've seen The Matrix like 13 times. I've never questioned my own reality more than when I'm in a bathroom trying to get that goddamn laser to fire to give me some water, give me some soap, give me a paper towel. I just, it's we're past COVID, so I wash my hands, do my business. Shit, I know, laser, pain in my existence. I'm basic bro, but I'm pro technology. Not in the bathroom though, simple is better. I'm a dumb guy, simple is better. Try to get the water. Right, fuck, I'm here. That's right, came in, need some water, wash my hands. Is there a God? Do I exist? Are any of us existing? And then it works. Your hands wet. Fuck, soap! Damn it! Also a laser. There's definitely no God. I think I might be AI generated. If I could choose the size of my dick, I would choose a micro penis. Micro penises work just as well as a big dick. They're just cute, just a little guy. It's so cute. You can't choose the size of your dick. If you have a big old dick, you're not going to get a gold medal in the Olympics. It sucks. It's just reality. But if that dude had a micro penis, he'd be having a gold medal moment right now. Little guy. I would be so proud of my micro penis, I would just display it all the time. It's not very PG, but it's so cute. It doesn't matter. It's so cute. It's not vulgar and gross. It's so cute. Like those dudes with hairy chests, with the V-neck shirts. Same on my crotch. Just the cutest little mushroom growing out of a haystack. That's what I'm thinking about while trying to get this goddamn soap out of here. Works. Back to the water. Fuck. 1001. 1002. That's my time, Portland.
All right, Calvin Jennings.
Calvin Jennings, still questioning your sexuality? Just checking in with you. That was a big dick, little dick set. Did it do anything for you? Did either of them? I don't know. Thank you. Yeah, they're going to check the automatic soap. You can send more people to the bathroom than anyone I know.
It's kind of my badge of honor as a comedian.
Yeah, Calvin Jennings. Keep it going for Calvin Jennings. Do we have married people here? I asked for childless cat ladies. Anyone married here? Oh yeah, you're the only one.
Sucker!
Oh my God. Oh, back there. Great. And how long have you been married, sir?
22 years.
22. Yeah, that's 21 above the national average. Now what? How about you guys?
It'll be 15 years and 4 days from now.
Oh, in 4 days. Yeah. Are you having a party?
No, we're gonna buy the cats a nice dinner.
Sounds like a joyous marriage to me. Yeah, the high point of your 15 years. Okay. Yeah, and what do you do, sir? You're really quick with these answers, aren't you?
I work with Jethro.
You work with Jethro?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even know where Jethro works.
We don't know either.
PortlandComedy.com. That's the way it's done, sir. Thank you very much. Yeah, very well done. Yeah, Gary and I are celebrating our 27th anniversary in December. I think that's, yeah, for gay men, that's like 54 in straight years. I think. But I'm easy to, quickly to remind people, you know, marriage is, you know, after 27 years, you know, dinners aren't as special, even after 15. I mean, they're just not. You know, we're having dinner last month, and Gary says, "Is there anything worse than hard butter?" Thinking, genocide? I don't know. He's also in much better shape than me. He climbed Mount St. Helens, which is, it's good. Anybody climb Mount St. Helens?
Yay!
Oh, Rose, you climbed it? Oh, good. You should do some material on that.
I didn't fuck anyone there.
I didn't fuck anyone there. Oh, good. That was a good line. Yeah. So I was very impressed. Next day, I was so motivated. I made halfway up Mount Tabor, and my Sherpa quit. It's just, you know. Have anyone noticed in Portland you can't get a good goddamn Sherpa anymore? That's what the council should be voting on, Sherpas. All right. Coming to the stage now, Andrea. How are you?
All right.
Yeah. This is a little intimate crowd. This is like we've all been together for 15 years. And not celebrating it. So do you know him?
Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe. He says he works with me, but I'm a lone assassin. All right. All right, wait there's a joke for each of you. Wait your turn. You'll get it. That was your joke. Thank you. All right, come to the stage now. Very funny woman. She has her own style, and I ask all the comics to develop a style. Usually it's just who they are. Sometimes it's a voice, a point of view, a character. She has got a great style. Stay with her. Please welcome Andrea Matthews. Andrea.
Hi, everybody. Yeah, Olympics are going on. Yep. It's a great time for folks to come together. Like, the whole world is coming together to watch the Olympics and see people do the best that they can do. I also have Olympics going on between me and my mom. It's the mother-daughter Olympics. Yeah, I found out I was in the Olympics with my mom when I turned 30, and I got my first gray hair. And my mom was like, ew, well, I didn't get a gray hair until I turned 40. Like, all right, it's on. My mom's got 1 point. I'm rolling up my sleeves, I'm ready to compete. So yeah, the next thing that happened was I tore my ACL while I was skiing. Yeah, and my mom was like, oh, ooh, well, I had to get my knee replaced when I was 60, and since you did that, you're probably gonna have to get your knees replaced when you're 50. And I'm like, well, guess what, Mom? I'm 56, and I still haven't gotten my knees replaced, so score 1 point for me! Got this, I got this. All right, so the next thing that happened is I was riding my bike, and this parked car came out of nowhere, and I broke my arm. So my mom was like, I've never broken a bone in my entire body in my life. All right, score 1 point for my mom. My mom's ahead. Boo. Right, that's right. Boo. Yeah. So yeah, we also have a competition going on between which one's better, Portland or Ashford, Connecticut. Right? I think Portland's winning. What do you guys say? Right? Portland for sure, definitely. We got Portland people here. I found out we were in this competition when my mom came and stayed with me for a while, and I just every day something was better in Connecticut than here every day. So, but yeah, no, we have. I'm gonna say we here in Portland have better transportation. We can ride our bikes and walk anywhere I can, anyway. I live in a good part of town where I can do that. I know not everyone can these days, but I can. So I can walk, ride my bike. My mom, if she wants to go anywhere, she lives in a rural area and she has to drive. If she wants to ride her bike, she has to put it on the back of her Prius and drive it to a bike trail. All right, so Portland is winning. Woo! Portland, yeah, one more for Portland. Right. Also, my mom, yeah, has a bed and breakfast, and it's a working farm, and you know, it's a great house. She's running that. But my mom has a 300-year-old home, and my mom's only 95 years old. Okay, so I'll give my mom a point for that. 1 point for that. My mom's house run as a bed and breakfast and a working farm. I just live in my house, that's it. So 1 point for my mom. She does get a point. She has a ghost. She named her house after the ghost. Henrietta is named Henrietta House. And and Henrietta died in a hurricane. She died in a hurricane. It was also Beltane or Samhain or something, witchy, I don't know. But I have a ghost too. My ghost is really thoughtful and woke and my ghost's name is Frodo. And my ghost died in a foggy weather incident also. My ghost died while it was out foraging and hunting for mushrooms, and it was such a thick fog that it misidentified the mushroom. Oh, I forgot to tell you something else about how my mom's ghost died. It got hit by a chicken coop, and she was, only her feet were left. And anyway, my mom can hear her now sometimes just clucking around. Meanwhile, my ghost is also, I can hear it on a really foggy night, going, wow. Anyway, my mom, we also compete on activities. My mom has some really super cool activities. I gotta give her that. I mean, she's part of a play reading group, and it's a bunch of retired women professors turned farmer historians, and they sit around and they do eat a lot of hand-picked, hand-selected things from my mom's backyard, such as rutabagas, rhubarb, radishes, and heirloom tomatoes. And then also hand-selected eggs, personally selected by my mom, and hand-churned butter from her hand-milked goats, which they then hand-spread on the handmade bread. And they also do have they make a sandwich, they hand-make it out of hand-killed chickens that my mom personally killed with her personally killed goats that are goat meat is on this handmade sandwich. So, yeah, it's a really cool activity. I have to agree that, I mean, you can't deny that, that's pretty awesome. But I also have a really super awesome activity that I do with my awesome group, which is a bunch of people that get together and play ukuleles. And all my hobbit friends are there, my elf friends, and we sit on mossy stumps under a giant oak tree, playing ukulele, all in singing in harmony. And we are eating mushrooms that I picked off of my house. Yeah, it's foggy, yeah. So
let's see. So the people, my Hobbit friends, they have really cool names, and they all bring something. They all bring something great. My Hobbit friend Egret is always bringing fish that they caught when they were kayaking on the Columbia Slough. My friend Possum always comes with a bunch of kids that are hanging off of her in some way. And then my friend Raccoon comes and brings pizza and corn dogs that they picked up at 7-Eleven at 11 when it closes. So in the competition, I would say, in the Olympics, the Mother-Daughter Olympics, it brings us all together. I don't know, what do you all say? Like Connecticut? Anyone? Portland? Yeah. Okay, I don't care what you say. It's a tie. We both win. We're all together. The Olympics unite us. We're all people. Portland Hobbits. Connecticut witches unite. We're all people. Yeah, and ghosts unite too. Wow.
Andrea Matthews, ladies and gentlemen. The ghosts are woke. Keep it going for Andrea. Come on. I love Portland. I'm also from the East Coast, but Portland's the best, right?
Sure.
Yeah. When we moved up here, we moved here in 2001, Gary and I, and we went to a Beavers game. Anyone remember Beavers playing baseball here? Those were the days.
We still have problems with what happened.
Yeah, Beavers are gone. I remember the first game we went to, they brought a group of Native Americans in to sing the national anthem in their native language, and they got the words mixed up and the game was rained out. But it was... It's a basic structure of a joke, which you'll learn in class. One more time for Andrea. Do you really have a big competition? Yeah, she's sweet. My mother was sweet, yeah, except she was a Republican. And that's what we fought about our entire lives since I was in like 7th grade. I visited her in Florida. She accidentally bleached my Obama t-shirt, so I set fire to her Glenn Beck Christmas sweater. Yeah. When I came out to my mother, this is what she said. She said, well, at least you're no Ted Bundy. Thanks, Mom. Which she followed up with, well, we didn't have homosexuals in the 1950s. I said, well, somebody put the fins on those Cadillacs. Somebody did those beehive hairdos. Come on. We have a friend, Jenny, who's a lesbian, came out to her conservative mother in Florida, and her mother goes, what's next, Jenny? Heroin? Lesbianism, the gateway drug. Okay. So good. Welcome back from the restroom. How is it in there? It's fabulous. It really is fabulous. My mother got her conservatism from her mother, my grandmother, who was, my mother wasn't really that prejudiced, my grandmother was. She talked smack in the 50s and 60s about Catholics, Jews, blacks, homosexuals, and my oldest sister married a Catholic man, my next oldest sister married a Jewish man, I'm gay, my youngest sister married a black man. Thank you very much. My grandmother has rolled over in the grave so many times she's rotated away to China, ladies and gentlemen. And she didn't much care for Asians. A good place for her. All right. Coming to the stage now. Great job, Andrea. And remember, PortlandComedy.com, a place that improv people, you get a special deal. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to improv it in class. So you wait for that. It'll be good. Joining us now, a good guy's taken, was 2 or 3 classes with you, right, DP? 3. This is a tripartite show. I love it. Coming to the stage, a very funny man. He'll talk some politics too. Please welcome DP Shane, ladies and gentlemen. DP!
Well, thank you. I am DP Shane. I wrote a novel, and then I found that davidshane.com was already taken. But my first initial, middle initial, last name, that was open. So suddenly I had a pen name. Being an author, one of the favorite things I like to do is break the rules. And by breaking the rules, I mean, I can actually make up my own words. And my favorite word that I made up is repiphany. And that's when you've had the same epiphany more than once. So I moved here during the pandemic. And, you know, life was kind of quiet back then. I mean, I was completely bald. I mean, I would basically shave my whole head on Mondays and let it go the rest of the week, and didn't meet anyone until the pandemic started to kind of lighten up a little bit. And that's, you know, I mean, being a single guy, I started dating. I met this one woman, she was beautiful. I mean, she was a couple years older than I am. 5'2", maybe 100 pounds. And I mean, we had a lot in common. I mean, she had a car. And you know, so we had a lot in common, and we liked some of the same foods. And one night we were talking about music, and she said, you know, she really liked AC/DC cover bands. And I said, well, you know, that sounds really nice. I personally like avant-garde jazz. And I told her about this time that I went out to a nightclub with some friends back east, to an all-black nightclub playing jazz. And these guys, I mean, this was true avant-garde. If you weren't there on that night listening to those guys on stage, you missed it. That sound was gone forever. And it was just, my night at that club was just amazing. Yeah, I was the only white kid in the club, but I mean, it was amazing. And she looks at me with these deep glacier blue eyes, and she says, well, I'm not a racist, but. And she kept talking, and the more she talked, the more I kind of kept thinking about that but. And it was like it didn't even register to her. But the more she talked, the more I realized that there was really just no future for me in that butt. And I moved on. You know, the next woman that I met through an app. Thank you. And she said she was 52, but she lied. She was only 42. To this day, I don't know why. But she tells me that I'm a boomer, and she's a millennial, and everything is my fault. And I mean everything. So she gets, I mean, the pollution of the air and water is my fault. The Republicans are my fault. Watergate was my fault. I was 11. John Cooper Mellencamp was my fault. And she keeps going, you know, it's like Adam and the Ants is my fault. Bob Seger's my fault. Leonard Skinner's my fault. You know, and she gets all the way through, you know, just telling me how everything's my fault. She looks at me and goes, even AC/DC's your fault. It's like, wow, okay. So I, you know, stopped seeing her, but that's when I had the epiphany. Yeah, I have them. That's why I did that. Because the very first woman that came on to me in the metro here, there was this nice little cafe that I used to go to for breakfast back in the early days, and it had this wonderful U-shaped counter. And you didn't know who was across the counter, but you couldn't help but listen to them. And if you're like me, you might actually speak up and say something. And so, I was starting to meet people there, and that's kind of where I started socially, just kind of branching out. And this woman comes in, several years older than I am. And she's listening to me tell my story to the guy sitting next to her. And she looks at me and she says, "What you need is a good woman." And I kind of was taken aback, and I started to say something, and she's like, "No, you need a good woman." And now I'm thinking I'm in trouble, because, I've been married twice. My first wife used to beat me between the hours of 2 and 4 a.m. I know, and then my second wife took my life savings and put it in an offshore account where I couldn't get it. And I think, since then I've become a little bit better judge of character. And I'm looking at this woman and I'm thinking, she comes with a pre-installed automatic navigation system. And that's just when the guy that was sitting next to her, that I'd been talking to originally, chimes in and tells her, "Oh, by the way, I need to stop by later. I left my phone on your nightstand." And she brushes him off and looks back at me and tries to make everything like, everything that happened in the last 2 minutes go away. And she says, again, "You need a good woman." And that's when I said, "No, I've thought it through, and what I think I need is a dominatrix who will make me exercise and clean my condo." Thank you very much.
Good job, DP, ladies and gentlemen. God, been so long since I dated a woman. I did in college. I kind of knew I was gay from the 5th grade when I was in love with Martin, the captain of the kickball team. Get a hard on the kickball doesn't cost you a medal. But really, I love Jamie a lot. We dated for 2 years in college, and that's what you did back then. And she broke up with me. She dumped me over a summer. It was very traumatic for a guy named Mike Coleman. We were actually the 2 honor students, the 2 best students in the journalism school. He was news editor of the paper, and I was head of the journalism society. And it was a scandal. All the professors were talking about it. And she was with Mike for 3 years. We all ended up in the same city. And one weekend I heard that Jamie and Mike broke up. And the next weekend I was in a gay bar and there was Mike Coleman. She spent 2 years with me and 3 with Mike. Yeah, and she's my best friend in the world. We've been incredible friends for 4 decades. And she has a wonderful marriage, Ed Benson, and they live in Nashville. And Ed says, "I can't leave Jamie, I'll turn guy." He's got a great line out of it. By the way, that's what my mother said to me. "You need a good woman." But, fuck her. No, my mother was sweet. The best thing she said to me was, "Don't go to therapy, they just blame the mother." And I went, They do. It's Jethro time. You guys ready for Jethro? I really enjoy it's the second class he's taken with me. I think he was 19 in the first one. I think he's 22 now. And that was just 1 quarter to the next. Please welcome Jethro Rosen, ladies and gentlemen. Jethro!
All right, well, I guess I look like the kid that shot Trump. Which is exactly what you're going to tell any government official if asked. You know, I can't believe they fell for it. You know what I left on that roof? A pillowcase full of straw. All right, well, enough of that. Let's get into the real American experience. So my dad got me addicted to Oxy when I was 12, you know, as fathers do. And look, as someone that was both a child and addicted to drugs while being in the American drug education system, I have a couple things to say. You know, they were always, every year we'd have some little fucking like play or whatever, right? And they do some fucking skit about this guy that's in a trench coat and a hat and he's telling you about, oh, hey kid, you wanna buy some heroin? And you're supposed to tell him no, right? Like a dumbass, who doesn't want free heroin? And so, you know, I got this impression in my head of that's what a drug dealer was. And so I was really upset when the promise of a sketchy yet fashionably dressed drug dealer was not delivered upon. Fortunately, that didn't last very long. I had this thing called a prison uncle. I don't know if any of you guys know what that is. It's a little different than an uncle that went to prison. A prison uncle is just someone your parent met in prison and then continued to be friends with outside of prison. And prison uncles, they'll sell you Oxy. He's still in prison right now, but when he gets out, he will. You know, they teach you a lot of the important things in life, like how to break someone's arm with a towel, or exactly what an eighth of weed should feel like in your hand. And it wasn't just, you know, street smart stuff that he'd teach you. He would give full-on physics lectures. Of course, they're induced by meth, but I mean, come on, right? And look, I don't know about you guys, but if my teacher was on meth every class, I would pay so much more attention. Just at the start, just, all right, class, what the fuck is up? Oh my God, today we're learning about fucking Einstein. He's got, look at that hair, it's fucking awesome. He did like bombs in time or some shit. All right, I got a story about my prison uncle for you. So, this story happened when I was, say, about 7th grade. My prison uncle was driving me to school. And, well, not to school, to the bus stop downtown to take that and take that to school. And as we get to the bus stop, the bus that I'm supposed to be on is driving away. And so I get out of the car and I start chasing down the bus down the street. My prison uncle gets out of the car and starts chasing it with me. And as the bus rounds the corner, I turn around and I see my prison uncle go, "Ha! You've just been fucked by the city of Portland. The city of Portland has fucked you, young man." And the more time that goes by, the more I realize that the city of Portland is going to fuck you in a weird amount of ways. And a strange amount of them include shit. Speaking of which, I have another story. So, a little clarification for this. My friend that, let's say, is the main character of this story, for reasons you will soon find out, preferred that his identity stay secret, and part of the deal was that he got to pick the name. So, for the rest of this, we're going to refer to him as Giant Rod Wielder. Now, this story is called the Dave's Hot Chicken Story. And it takes place on a nice June afternoon. Me and Giant Rod Wielder decided we were going to go get some Dave's Hot Chicken and then go to a park. And once we get our Dave's Hot Chicken, we're sitting down by the park, and Giant Rod Wielder looks at me with the most concerned look I have ever seen on another human being's face. And he goes, "I gotta shit." Immediately, I know this is a dire situation. So I tell him to go look for a bathroom. There's not a bathroom at this park, but at this point he was really just looking for anything to hold on to. So while he's going to the bathroom, I go get my car, bring it down to where we were sitting, and I see he's still not there. And I get a ring on my phone, and it's Giant Rod Wielder, so I pick it up, and before I can even get it to my ear, all I hear is, "Dude, I shit my fucking pants!" Now, I am strangely prepared for this situation. I have a towel and a change of shorts in my trunk, so he's good. And I eventually locate him. He had wandered down the tracks to wipe it up Mother Nature style next to a brick building. And once he finishes cleaning up, he starts coming back to the car, and I noticed a TriMet officer rounds the corner of the building he was just violently shitting on and next to. Now, Giant Broad Wielder is not the most street smart person, so in his mind, this TriMet officer is just a real cop. So he's scared, well, not shitless, but... And I noticed he still has the shorts that he was wearing in his hand. And so I'm yelling at him, and I'm telling him, for the love of God, drop the shorts, man, they're not worth it. And he doesn't listen, so he gets into the car, shorts in hand, and there is now a fucking nuke in my car. No, a shit nuke. No, there is a fucking schnook in my car. Now, I don't want to get caught by this TriMet officer, because that's going to be a very embarrassing situation for me and him, so I figured I'd spare us that. So I put my car in reverse, and I start going 20 backwards up the hill. All the while, I'm telling him, for the love of God, throw the shorts out the window. And as I get to the intersection, I pull the wheel and I spin my car around, and he launches the schnook from the fucking window. It is flying through the air. Everyone in the park was like, "It's a bird, it's a plane. Oh God, it's shit. Jesus Christ, take cover." And as we're driving away, I look out my review mirror, and I see the schnook collide with this family's windshield as they're about to leave the parking lot. And I see some rustling in the bushes next to their car, and out pops my prison uncle, and he goes, "You've just been fucked by the city of Portland." All right, that's it.
Giant Rod Wheeler, ladies and gentlemen. Now performing the Olympic pole vault. One more time, Jeff Rosen, ladies and gentlemen. One of the things that I know in comedy and teaching class, or try to impart in class, is that voices and visuals really add to your set. So all of us are saying, "You have been fucked!" by the comedy sports class. Comedy sports class said, "Fuck you!" Yeah, good visuals too. The joke I illustrate for good visuals I heard in the mid '80s was playing Avalon Comedy Club in Catalina Island, and there was a kid who opened, and I only remember one joke he told, but it was really funny. I've never heard from him since, but it was a great joke. He had just moved to LA, and he got an apartment right out of college, and he's trying comedy, and he got a kitten. And he didn't know anything about kittens, but the kitten went into heat. So he didn't know what to do. So he gets a book, there's no internet then, and he reads that when a kitten goes into heat, you're supposed to simulate sex with a Q-tip. And he said, that's not the hard part. The hard part is strapping the Q-tip to your waist. That is a visual, ladies and gentlemen. You have been fucked by an opening act. An opening act has fucked you. All right. One more time, Jeff Rose. One reminder, next Sunday, right here, we've started a series called Second Sunday, where we have 3 or 4 comics, and it's always a great show. Bill DiStefano is on the show. Give Bill a round of applause. Bill will be on the show with Catherine Cushing, and also Art Crew will headline the show. Art's I've been doing it 45 years. Art's been doing it at least 40. Terrific headliner. So you can get tickets at portlandcomedy.com or just show up at the door. That's next Sunday at 7:30. Rounding out our show tonight, and you've heard her a little bit in the audience, she is absolutely terrific, and spent a little time in the South, in Tennessee, and she'll tell you all about that, plus all the time she climbed Mount St. Helens. Please welcome Rose Allison. Rose! Portland Rose.
Thanks, so good. Thanks for sitting after me. Yeah, I'm hoping this might be my last show I've applied to be an equipment handler for the French track and field team. How are y'all doing tonight, Portland? I'm so glad we're all doing so well. It's okay, we'll just suffer through one more set. You know, the Democratic Party, in its wisdom, has co-opted weird. Trump is weird. So, Portland, we need a rebranding. I mean, not only is like, keep Portland weird, kind of tired, right? We've got a lot of creative folks in this town. We need a refresh. Portlandia, it used to be a statue, but it was a show. Now it's what you stick on the end of any business to make sure that people know it's in Portland. Shrimplandia! It's fucking hell. I can't do it anymore. So I'm ready for a rebrand. Portland, so white. Portland, come for the abortion, stay for the legal weed. There's some real economic opportunities there. Yeah, I grew up in Memphis. Spent over 30 years of my life in Tennessee. Since I moved to Portland, I've had to wean myself off black guys. So I'm dating a Dominican priest. Just kidding. No, I'm way past puberty. They wouldn't date me. No, my boyfriend's from the Dominican Republic, and he identifies as mulatto, right, a mixed race. And I mean, really, if you ask him, they'll tell you that if you go down to the DR, it's hard to find anybody without at least a little cafe in there con leche. So I feel like, you know, I can't stop black cold turkey. I need like a gateway, at least into a Latino fetish. Speaking of pole vaulters and my boyfriend, big dick problems, have you ever been giving a blowjob? Carl, I know you have. And like right as he's about to finish, he like shoves it real hard into the back of your throat, so like the cum shoots out your nose. Just me? Call it cock snot. Actually, lately I've called it cock snot con leche. Also, I can't date a priest. Like millions of children just shooting out of my nose, like the unborn children. Oh. Really, we're gonna get churchy now? Yeah, I was born in the 1000s. I really thought that by the 2000s, I knew as a kid that I was going to have a flying car and a robot maid, right? I've got a rusty Cybertruck and a Roomba. It's not the future I signed up for, you know? The future it's just not. It's not what we all thought it was cracked up to be. I know we picked on you guys a lot, but anybody here tonight actually doing what you as a kid would have said you wanted to do when you grew up? Nobody. Oh, yes.
Yeah, retired.
Old and white has its privileges. So white if you DP. It's cool. Good luck, Maddie. You're looking at your future. Yeah, I mean, me neither, right? I mean, outside of our one man of privilege, the future's not what they told us it was going to be. I mean, back in the 1900s, boomers, right? You guys had duck and cover drills. I mean, like you were gonna save yourselves from the A-bomb by hiding under your elementary school desks. Yeah. Say what you will about nuclear apocalypse, but at least it makes for like exciting movies, right? Mad Max, Mel Gibson was a badass. the future Mel Gibson was not supposed to be an anti-Semitic twit mouthing off on Twitter. It's really, you know, porn even. You know, we have to. Well, we can. Sorry, not a big dick crowd. I get it. Sorry, Calvin. Not, average dick crowd, I guess. You know, I mean, technology has failed us. We, you know, I was looking forward to the little hologram phones that we were all supposed to have. You know, Obi-Wan, remotely. But like now you have to explain to like Jethro and Maddie here that like there's a voice app on your phone that you can actually hold it up to your ear and talk to somebody instead of getting carpal tunnel with the texting. You know, phones, they listen to you. I feel really paranoid about the tech. You know, in the 1900s, our porn, right? It was like, grab the Sears catalog and like check out the bra section. If you wanted something really racy, then, you know, maybe a National Geographic with long boobs. I mean, now kids, they can just, they know everything. It's all on their phones. You can look at 2 Girls, 1 Cup. You can see middle-aged comedian women on OnlyFans. It's really unfortunate quite how bad the future's turned out for all of us, I think. And I'm from Tennessee. I grew up in the church. I went to church. I was in church 6 out of every 7 days. I had 2-a-days twice a week. I'm trained at a varsity level in church, and I gave my first successful blowjob in a church. But the older I get and the more you see sort of like the world evolving, the more, you know, I'm now an atheist. And atheism's got a lot going for it, y'all. It's got a lot going for it. You don't get, you know, I've never met an evangelical atheist, like coming to my house when I talk about science at awkward hours. I've never had, you know, atheist cults that make the women dress in those horrible cotton dresses from neck to ankle and think that a party means mass suicide. I've not heard of atheists molesting young children and then getting moved to a new diocese to molest more children that they haven't met yet. But I'm kind of tempted to like strap on one of those bomb vests and go to the RNC and be like, I will here for in the name of science and logic. Yeah, it's very different, very different. I think that we're not honest with kids. I think that I wish somebody would have told me, you know, oh, you can be whatever you want to be. It's not true. I can't be a retiree with Social Security. I can't, I mean, hopefully someday I can be president. OnlyFans issue might mess that up a bit. But somebody as a kid should have told me, like, an excellent job for you would be as a worker at the Crime Stoppers hotline. Because I have taken so many anonymous tips in my life. Not just the tip, really. I mean, let's be honest. But yeah, I mean, you know, as an aside, being kind of like slutty is kind of like being like a big box or a chain store in Portland. Like, we all, whenever our parents come to town, like we take them to the local boutique, and we say we only shop, you know, shop small, but like I've seen a bunch of y'all in like the Best Buy parking lot, and, you know, Walmart. It's, you know, always open. So, but yeah, if you'd asked young Rose, 5-year-old Rose, what are you going to be when you grow up? I would have been like, I'm gonna. Well, I'll tell you what I wouldn't have said. I wouldn't have said, well, when I'm 45, I'm gonna be twice divorced, unemployed, and a single parent doing stand-up comedy. I probably probably would have given you, some fairy tale story, like, oh, I'm gonna meet a handsome prince, and I'm gonna live in a castle, and I'm gonna be just like Cinderella. But, I mean, in my defense, my pussy is kind of like a glass slipper. Like, a lot of folks, anybody can try that out. Thank you all so much for coming out tonight.
Rose Allison, ladies and gentlemen, Rose Allison. Is this your boyfriend here? The Dominican priest, I love that. Nice to have you. Father. Well, I want to thank you all for coming out on a hot Sunday night. I know with the Olympics and all the Battle of the Bulge going on, but it was nice of you to show up. And I want to ask each of the comics to come up on stage as we close the show. Mike Shriver, ladies and gentlemen. Give a big round of applause. Mike Shriver. Patty O'Dell, ladies and gentlemen. Patty O'Dell. Calvin Jennings, ladies and gentlemen. Andrea Matthews. D.P. Shane, he's retired. Jeffro Rosen, just getting started in life. And Rose Allison. Give it a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Takes a lot to come up here and make people laugh. I think they did an incredible job. Thank you so much. PortlandComedy.com. You can sign up for classes. And next Sunday, right here, our second Sunday with an incredible show with Art Krug headlining. You guys have been great. Thank you. Take care. Thank you.